Jackson.
Action.
Action Jackson.
Yeah, well, you know we can edit it out later. I'll do that. You gonna do my intro? You are. I gotta do that. This is what I was looking at. Good evening. Welcome to another installment of Cannabis, Candles, and Crystals. Our crystal friend Rhonda, she's under the weather today, but we love her. We miss her. The show has to go on, so we'll keep it moving. We have a special guest here tonight, dear friend of mine and brother in massage, Mr. Alvin Lane.
What's happening?
So tonight we're gonna kind of start off with. I know we had a couple topics we wanted to do, so I'll jump into cannabis first. The last time we talked about the roll-ons that I had, the Magic Hands. How did that work on your knee? What did you think of it?
It was really good. Like afterwards, I did not have that pop, lock, and drop like my knee normally do. So it worked out really good.
Nice. And I like it after a long day of massage, and I'll put it on like my knuckles and up through my fingers and rub it in, and it kind of gives it a nice soothing property. So I like my products. I love CBD. This is another CBD product, and this is our body serum that you can use on your skin. And essentially, this is what I use for massage for all my clients. I can mix it with essential oils, and it just has a nice overall feel of relaxation, kind of calms the anxiety down. And then for good, like medical purposes, I would say it's great for inflammation. And I know for me, I like how it feels on my skin, but I've had several clients come back to tell me they purchased and they love it because it's clearing up their eczema and psoriasis. Now, I am not a doctor. I can't diagnose, but that's their testimony that it's been doing great things for their skin. And some people said they use it on pimple blemishes too, and it lightens up like the next day. So I'm all in. And I tell everybody, anything you can give me as far as feedback is concerned, I'm all about it. So I don't have my glasses today, but I'm gonna
Wait,
go.
Serena, is this one for pain too?
Yeah, you can
Okay.
use it for pain, and I have essential oils that I like to use in combination with it. Marjoram, black pepper, and turmeric are all good for anti-inflammatory, anti-spasmodic, and it does really good to pair up with those. You need just like a couple of drops, and it goes a long way. So I do my best to be sharing the information, and I'm trying to see the ingredients. Okay, here we go. Organic jojoba oil, organic rosehip seed oil, organic rosemary extract, organic grapefruit oil, organic MCT oil, and it's full spectrum CBD hemp extract. So,
That's your brand?
yes, this is mine. We're very proud. Mr. Keith, who you saw earlier, he and I started this up last year, but we've been working on it for a few years, so we do have it in a few places, and we have the arthritic rub, the muscle rub, we have the massage body serum, we have the hand sanitizer, and we have tinctures. I'll bring the tinctures next week and talk about those. But you can check us out at www.themagichancbd.com and check out our products. What you got for us, Miss Candle Lady?
So I didn't make any candles this week, but I do have something that I found really interesting, because every single time that I would light one of my candles, I noticed that the light would flicker every time. So I said, that's really interesting. Then it popped up on my timeline. Funny as that could be. So this is what it came up with. Flame watching. So pay attention to your flame during candles, like magic, when you're doing anything with candles. So if your wick is not lighting, the spell you wish to perform is not suitable for the outcome you desire. So, okay, we're saying spell, but what we mean is, like your intention, whatever you want, to happen for you, manifest, better word. A strong, tall flame is the energy is high and the spirit acknowledges your wish. If it's a weak, low burn, your intentions may not be clear, focus on the outcome you desire. If it's popping, sizzling, or cracking, which is what mine was doing, A spirit, possibly your guide or an ancestor, is working on the magic with you. Splits into two. Someone is either working alongside or against you. White puffs of smoke, your magic has received a spiritual blessing. Black puffs of smoke, negative energies are being fought and removed. Vanishing flame, this happens quite a bit too. The spirits may not approve of your motives. Explodes or sets something on fire. The recipient may have blocked your magic and sent it back. Will not blow out. Let it burn for a while longer and it may have a message for you. So, you know they always tell you never blow it out, just keep it going until it goes out on its own. And that actually happened, you know, with all of mine. Every single time that I lit it, every single time. And the thing is that the ancestor that I so happened to be looking to help me or make me feel comforted at the time, it was like I had the picture, I had everything going, and it was like the minute that I lit it, boom, it started crackling. And I'm like, wow, that is so weird. And then that popped up, so you never know. Here's my other little story that is about crystals, okay, so again, these are all tools. These are things that I have literally did know nothing about, and I am so new to it, and that's how it has to be something to it, y'all. Has to be. So on the 8th, and I also write in my little journal all the time, my mermaid black girl.
Keep journaling.
Okay. And on the 8th, right, I was really feeling like mama needs another stream of income, okay? So I'm like, what can I do? What is out here? I was feeling just like I need some more money, right? So I randomly go to my crystals and everything, and I was just, you know, doing my meditations, my prayers, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna pick some random ones, right? And I'm like, whatever ones I pick, these are the ones I'm gonna put in my bra, these are the ones I'm gonna carry around for that day. I ended up picking up Aventurine and Garnerite and Tiger Eye. So I looked these up, right? The first one, attract abundance and prosperity, good luck stone, and basically they're saying you can even play the lotto, play your numbers, okay? The next one, it's an excellent meditation crystal, connects to the heart chakra, brings focus to achieve your goals, entrepreneur. The zodiac is Leo Virgo. If you know me, that's what I am. And it was number 7 in numerology. The last one, strong protection, grounding, aids intuition, and boosts your courage and confidence, increases your awareness and understanding, and relieves, so I can't read my handwriting right there, but it works on the sacral,
the
chakra.
What?
So this is random, y'all. Random, I'm telling you. So this stuff is truly healing, truly works, and I'm experiencing it more and more within the last 5 years.
Yeah, I think so. Honestly, I would say the last 5 years or so, it's been more things start lining up and appearing in your path, and you don't realize that you're attracting it because somewhere along the lines you're clearing out things that don't need to be in your way, and you're able to receive these things. So.
Yeah, because we have to remember, like, when I was kind of already on the road, and then we met at so when did that girl get married? Like, was that?
It was, I know it was in the summer, it was like July.
Was it 2015?
I think.
Or before? It was before, maybe.
Was it? Girl, it's been a minute.
It was a
Don't
minute.
have me digging up. It's been a while. Like, we hung out before that, but it's been some years. Because, let's see, we started our work 4 or 5 years.
I was in Eansbrook at the time.
Oh, okay.
So,
For those that don't know, that's like
the Bolingbrook Project.
I can't. Stable and Bolingbrook.
They was cleaned up, but they still have roaches, though. Okay?
I can't co-sign. Needless to say, yeah, what happens over time, and you can tell me because I know you deal a lot with energies, is that you start lining up with your kindred tribes people, your kindred spirit people, that you guys are either frequency on the same level, you're all starting to kind of converge together, or you're just, the way life lines it up, you just start creating things that channel you and other people that are on the same path, so to speak. I hope I said that clear enough for anyone to understand. So I know we've been talking. I'd love for you to say some stuff because, you know, between you and my guy, y'all got them buttery voices.
And he smells good, y'all. That's important.
I don't know where to jump in at. I was going to ask you because something I'm about to try to do. I should have brought my candles in because I keep candles with me. I would have let them burn. But that's perfectly fine, and that's up to y'all. Because I have a candles, but I have someone who dressed my candles for me.
Can I ask you, what does that mean, dressing the candle, for those who aren't sure about that terminology?
So let's say you're working on a breakthrough. I don't have any for a breakthrough right now. I've actually been through 3 breakthroughs with candles. Because I was so stagnant and not moving at about a year ago. And so you start adding different things to your candles to attract to you what it is for their intent for, basically what you were talking about.
Nice.
Do you dress your candle?
Well, I didn't that time, but that's the goal.
So normally, you know the candles that there's the 7-layer candle. I forget the name.
Yes.
I am not
Oh,
proficient in any name. Anyone who knows me knows that I am terrible with names. So, as much as I've learned about all these crystals here, I even pulled mine out. That I know amethyst, pyrite, which of course you saw me have to look up, and citrine. If you're looking for gems, these are pyrite and citrine are a couple that you should look for if you're looking to attract money.
And I'm actually gonna get up and kind of, we don't have zoom in capabilities, just rock with us, okay? This is old school zoom in, so you can kind of see the crystals here. I'm doing my best not to touch them because we talked about that last time.
Isn't the pyrite the one that she had last time that she was calling it fool's gold? I think that might be the other term.
I think so. So you can see pyrite
Well,
is on the
future
side and
reference,
citrine is
what
on the side.
I would do if I were you.
Yes,
since you're going to-
I need you because you are
Since you're
seasoned.
going to edit, I would just take pictures of them and then have him
Okay.
put them in.
We're going to do all that because somebody's going to be editing everything.
Since you're editing.
We're getting tips at all angles.
Those are money. I'm terrible with keeping up names. But you know, I have different sites where I can search out different crystals for those purposes. But let's say you want to attract money, you get a money candle. I think I got one in the car. You'll put a money candle. Someone who's proficient in different herbs that you can add to different oils and herbs you can add to your candle to intensify their power.
Nice.
You can look it up. And if you're ever looking at dressing a candle, you can always go to YouTube. There's a lot of videos where people show you how to dress your candle for your intended purpose.
Okay.
And so I was going to ask you about that because I'm getting ready to try and connect with some of my ancestors.
Ooh.
And so I was instructed. I don't know if you know how, but I was instructed to do a couple of different things to attract my ancestors because I've never my mother's parents died before I was born, and I haven't seen my father's father's mother since I was an infant, and of course by now they're both gone. And so I want to connect with them. Because I'm trying to work on my vision for myself,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna utilize them in order to access that. So that's one of the things that I'm going to be working on. I was going to ask you if you were familiar with that.
That's powerful, because I have a similar scenario that I didn't know my father's parents were gone before I was born. My grandfather, my mom's side, was gone, and I never got to meet my grandmother. She died in Haiti when I was 4.
Right.
So I don't have blood grandparent connection. I want that because there might be messages I'm missing. I know you said you get a lot from your ancestors too. So besides doing the ancestry.coms and whatnot, I want to connect with them on all levels. You know, the tree and energy and whatnot. So good.
Right. So
We may have to do that together.
Yes, spiritually, I'm looking to open communication
Mhm.
with them
Mhm.
for guidance, direction, understanding. You know, a specific source to reach out for information. So that's one of the things that I'm
I like that.
looking towards. You know, I'm an energetic being. I don't know you. My name is Alvin Lay, a clinical massage therapist. Becoming that has led me to become the energetic being that I am, where I work on assisting people into their space of healing. I don't like calling myself an energy healer. It just ends up being, it's easy to explain it to someone, but I assist people to access their own power of healing.
Is that through massage or?
Well, at this point, that I don't necessarily have to use massage, but massage is a medium that allows me to connect with a person.
People tend to be more relaxed in that state of mind, so
Yeah.
they're more receptive.
I use it in order to communicate and listen to a person's body. Like I always tell clients of mine, your body will never lie for you. Whatever your truth is, it is open and willing to tell. And if you learn how to listen, that might help you figure out where some of the issues are that you're trying to work through.
Hashtag facts.
I don't know if I'm loud enough. 'Cause sometimes when I talk, I kind of gargle. It plays like gargling, but just let me know if I need to speak loud. Thank you.
Go right ahead if you'd like to.
And so, from massage and receiving all the data and information that one's body would deliver to me, I started speaking to the emotional issues that was creating pain in people. And so, I started telling our clients, if we don't deal with the emotional pain, we're not going to get rid of the physical pain. I can rub all day long. It's great for the income for me because you'll keep coming back, but I feel like we're not solving the problem. And that's what I like to do in anything that I do. I like to solve a problem. But if we keep coming back about the same thing, we're not growing, we're not evolving, we're not opening ourselves up, making ourselves available for the things that we actually want in life. So let's get beyond this. And so it started me to talking more about the emotional pain that derived from past trauma. As you know, because I introduced you to my energy healer, Walter, Walter Beckley.
Yes, Beckley.
He does not call himself an energy healer, but every time I ask him, what do you call yourself? He was like, well, what do you tell people I am? I was like, I call you my energy healer. He was like, okay, that'll work. Okay. But he used a lot of ancient, is it Western or Eastern?
Ancient, I would go with Eastern.
Eastern techniques for healing purposes, where you'll where you'll find and identify past traumas that are creating different issues in your life today.
This is true.
So I started working with my clients on past trauma through a couple of different areas, whether it be Reiki, EFT, or other modalities to bring up those issues that may be plaguing you today from past traumas you might not even remember.
Mm-hmm.
Because who's thinking about what happened when they were 4 or 5 years old?
Who can remember?
Again, oddly enough, there are people who can remember being born or even being in their mother's womb, which is beyond me. I can't remember last
Well, you
week.
remember that movie Lucy when she
Oh, yeah.
when she got the when her brain opened up,
Yeah.
she remembered how her mother's milk tasted
Yeah.
from breastfeeding. So
And all that data is inside of.
yes,
Mhm.
it was so deep.
Yeah. The way I explain it is, when you go through trauma, because of the fight or flight mechanism inside of you, for lack of a better term, that your body goes through, your body remembers the impact of the trauma as a defense mechanism.
Yes.
And I think that's true.
And so going
Absolutely.
forward, when you're inside of a stressful situation, your body goes into fight or flight. It dials back into the emotions attached to that initial trauma to alert you to run, move, protect yourself, or whatever you have to do in that space.
Mhm.
But what ends up happening is your body is now recording this trauma.
Mm.
And it starts to morph into another thing that your body prepares to defend itself from in the future. And so you might be going through a situation now as a full-blown adult where you're feeling anxiety, feeling stress, feeling worry, feeling all these emotions come up, and you have nothing immediately around you to attach them to. And so you start placing it on things or start trying to project in different areas as to why you feel the way that you feel. And you can be assigning it to something that is not necessarily about, but the feeling is real. And then at this point you're trying to remedy it or alleviate the stress or the strain or pain, and you do different areas. My mode of operation was food soothes. Even if I'm not, like,
Okay.
I became so numb. And so about 12, 13 years ago, I got into meditation. In trying to elevate spiritually, connect to just a higher purpose, and learn about myself through the process. Fast forward, I started using it to numb myself so that I wouldn't feel anything because I didn't want to feel. And so I started overshooting the purpose of meditation and bliss all together to where I wasn't feeling anything. And so when I realized that I had to bring myself backwards, I was just like, okay, I went way too far beyond that space of consciousness. I went way into the subconscious level. And so it took me some time to bring myself back. I got a lot of help, again, from Walter Beckley and a few other people that were put in my path based on my desire and need. That's basically what you were talking about earlier, where when you have a desire and you're attracting to yourself like-minded people, or people are going through the similar situations that you're going through, or people who might add quality to what it is you're working on in that space so you can actually work it through. And you start finding people who are either like you, thinking like you, going through the same things, figuring these processes out themselves, or even people who are coming behind you that end up utilizing you as guidance through these processes because of your previous experiences. That's how I got here in helping people in the mindfulness space and coaching meditation, help people working on their trauma. Because people who things I wasn't even thinking about anymore started finding me. And for me, in my mind, I'm always asking, okay, why is this person here? What is the purpose of this person? And then all of a sudden we'll have a conversation and it's like, oh, okay, I've been there. Okay, do you want to work on this? First of all, you're not moving because your ego is holding you back, because it is comfortable in the area that it knows and it does not want to release you. And so, again, the first time I was introduced to my ego, I cried. I broke down crying because I felt helpless.
Self-accusation.
And so, hold on, let me change my hand because this thing is on fire.
Right, that thing. Which one is this one in your hand?
This
Real quick.
is, hold on, Thalenite, and I couldn't find it online. Thalenite, yep, I was correct, Thalenite.
But before we even got started, he handed it to me and I was holding it and I felt it like,
Yeah.
it felt like it was vibrating in my hand. I said, that's not right. And I closed my hand, it literally felt like my hand was pulsating.
This is an energy stone similar to, what was the green one I just told you about? Was it malachite? No,
The one you showed me a picture of?
Mm-hmm.
The one that looked like kind of I said it looked like a gelatinous.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see the name, but I do know it was pretty. Like
This is an energy stone. It's a raw energy stone.
real.
Yeah, I should be holding one for my throat chakra because it allows me to speak more fluently. That one is down there somewhere, so I won't reach for it. But what was I saying? So, in being introduced to my ego, it was like, this is your ego. You don't need to lose weight. You're perfectly fine the way you are. People love the way you look right now. You're fine. Forget about your health. You're perfectly healthy. Your ego will tell you everything you need to hear to be comfortable where you are. And so you won't walk into these uncharted areas where you're going to have to work, overexert yourself, extend yourself to further levels in order to obtain that thing that you want. It might even insert fear in place so that you just say, nope, not going to do it. I don't need to do it. And when you finally realize it, what you would normally do is tell your ego, no, I got to do that. I need to do this for whatever reason because it's the benefit of me. What your ego is going to do to you in that place is say, you know what? You're absolutely right. You don't even need me anymore. Yeah, ego, I don't need you anymore. And your ego is going to say, since you're good, I'm going to leave. Walk out the door, and before you can close that door behind your ego is back in your head saying, good. Finally, he's gone, and we can get on to doing the business we need.
Yeah, that's so deep.
Such a stalker.
And so when that happened to me, I just broke down bawling, just like, what am I going to do? How am I going to do it? Because I realized, even though I'm not an egoic person, how strong my ego was in that moment. And so, and again, you can work through all things, but fast forward, I'm in a place now where I'm helping people work these things out for themselves dramatically. And it's been a beautiful thing to actually see someone change. That's amazing. And then help people expand on all different levels, from who they are mentally, who they are physically, who they are spiritually, even who they are sexually. Just see them expand, grow, and evolve. It's a beautiful thing.
I want to touch on two things you said. First, my experience with Walter. I can't remember what I was going through.
You cried.
I did because he was there. He was there for my first experience with Walter. And I was sort of like, oh my God, I need to text you. I look so gross. But breakthrough, because there were things that I have been guarding against for a long time I didn't need to guard about. And I'm going to combine my second thing into this. I've been, anybody who knows me, I like reading, but I don't have time anymore, so I do audiobooks. And I do a lot of stuff while I'm driving. And right now I'm doing Laws of Human Nature, the same author that did the 48 Laws of Power, Laws of Seduction, and
Robert Greene.
Robert Greene, yes.
Green, yep.
So in this particular context, he was saying how animals will, they use the same fight or flight. And what it does for them is in that moment where they feel like they're about to be attacked or they need to guard or protect, they feel it for that moment, they either deal with it or run, and then it's gone. But us as people, we'll take that and extend that throughout life, that one experience. An animal can let go in minutes. We will keep that going and perpetuate it. And for us as therapists that know that, people hold it in their tissue. I've had people I've given massages to that start crying on the table. And, I'm like, are you okay? They're like, yeah, this is great. I needed this. And it's like, the first time it happens as a therapist, you're like, oh, what did I do wrong? Did I hurt them or something? But then you understand that some people have gone through a lot of different things that they will harbor in their tissue, hold it in, and when someone manipulates it to release it, they have an emotional release, is what they call that on the massage table. So, and people have been smiling and crying. I've seen that, and it was like, man, I hope I'm doing the right thing. But it's like those things are real, and it's like a lot of folks won't want to address that because in some walks in some societies it seems weak to cry, or you don't want to be embarrassed because you may not even know why you're crying, but it's like your tissue or your body or muscles said, I need this gone because it is holding me back on doing so many things in my life. So when I cried with Walter, it's like I'm a very stoic person too. We're both air signs, Libra, Gemini. I relate to that not wanting to feel. I have been that person, and in my relationship now, I've had to learn to be less that person. Because that person is who protected me and guarded me all the time. The one who didn't have to worry about anything, so I could just go through life and not care.
And it's so my nephew. When you said that, I'm like, ooh, he is such a person that will numb himself.
And it's destructive after a while.
Do you and your guy practice tantra?
You mean tantra what?
What do you mean?
You don't do that to me. I would say.
Is that a no?
I would say unofficially no, without knowing what context. So come on. I know where you get that. So come.
Do the two of you sit together and breathe the same breath
Yes.
and ride the same way?
Yes, we do. Honestly, that has been things we've done together. So.
Amazing.
And it's a hard level to get to because I've said it before. A long time ago on another show we did with friends that you got to go through a lot of frogs to find the right one.
But have you elevated through the different climactic levels to the point where both your bodies lose control? What, y'all want to talk about that stuff here?
we can, yes. I'm just looking at this expression over there. I would say, you know what? Listen, sir, you can be a guest anytime you're ready. You can come in and pull a chair up. But I would say assisted, because I would go to an experience we had in California, and we had gone to one of the dispensaries out there, and they actually had told us some stuff about a new product that they're using, and a lot of their products they're geared towards women and women's health. So she gave us like one of the lubes there, and I was like, no, I don't do anything with them. I don't need that. And she's like, don't worry about what you're thinking. It's like, it's not for that. And I was like, what? And, most men, when you hear the word lube, they're already cheesing. And she's like, no, it's not for you either. It's actually for her. So, essentially, the sensation took me to newer levels that I had never been to ever. Because I've never used anything before. So, that thing...
Y'all should come sit on my couch.
Oh,
I got y'all.
shit. It's
Got
couch time.
Baby, and I have had a massage. Let me just say, okay, I'm here to tell you. I'm gonna be transparent, okay?
Yes. See through.
Yeah.
This is a safe space.
And I don't. So, baby, I ain't got no lot to tell.
Okay, so I'll explain it. I'll explain it like this.
Okay.
For me, there is a very thin line between sexuality and spirituality.
This is true.
On the word of advice, at the height of your climactic orgasm space, you should pray. It is my belief that you are elevated to a level where you can communicate openly with spirit or God.
Like a nirvana?
No.
Oh.
It's called bliss, but you are in the most present space at the height of your orgasm where there is no past and you're not concerned about the future. So in that gifted space that you're given where you are completely present, it happens at the height of an orgasm. Unfortunately, in for lack of a better term, an average sexual impacted space, when you reach your orgasm, especially for men, you go up and you come right back down.
Right back down. You go and lay down.
And then,
I can't just say go and lay down.
and then it's this space of, even if you're vibrating off of it, it's not where it was at the height of that impact. But, and again, speaking about Tantra, you practice yourself in riding that wave further versus coming back down. And that's for him as well as her. And so you can stretch these spaces out for periods of time.
Ooh.
And I've seen where I've had clients would call me like days after, like, hey man, why am I still vibrating? And I'm like, okay, do something with do something. Why are you calling me? Do something.
You need to use
with
that
it.
Yeah, because they say that's when you're supposed to go out and
meditate, take the ride back up, pray,
Make
ask for
something
something that
happen.
you want, because again, you're here.
See, I have a question. Tell me what you think about this. I had an elderly client, female, tell me that we were talking about statuses and money, and she was saying, you know how rich people are rich and how they keep generating that money. She said it's because they have quite a bit of sex, and it's sometimes alone, sometimes with somebody, but they don't just climax and then go to sleep. They climax and they take that energy and utilize it for the things that they want.
Yes.
So that, okay.
That
Now see, when
absolutely
she told me
is.
that, I was looking like,
That's what
that's-
Rhonda was talking about.
yes, exactly. Girl, we miss you. We need you here tonight. This is your time. So it's like real talk. I know a lot of people, I like sex talk is uncomfortable. A lot of folks, some of us have traumatic experiences from their past, not in the sense of traumatic, like negative traumatic, like, oh my God, I can't believe my parents type stuff. And it puts you in a space of, I can only do this, but I have to be quiet about it. I can only do this, but I don't want anybody else to know about it. And that's stifling to the energy, isn't it?
That'd be odd, because like I'll have clients that I work with and they start experiencing the change in their life, or they get around other people and other people like, hey man, what's happening?
Yeah.
What's happening with you? And they'll be like, what are you talking about? There's something different about you. What do you mean? There's this glow on you.
I was going to say a
This
pregnancy
stuff.
glow, and you ain't even pregnant.
Man,
And
I'm so tired of that. People are.
And so, and me, I'm like, well, tell them what happened. It's like, I can't tell you.
Right, embarrassed for what? We're grown.
So, and so, I've dealt with this for years. Like I'm just at the point where I can communicate this, where I can at least sound intelligent,
Got it.
without like people going, what the hell is he talking about? And then it helps that people are catching up because more people are working on their mental health, their spiritual
Yes.
health, and so on.
Huge.
So it makes it a lot easier. But again, it's like how do you promote it?
Yeah, without it being taboo.
Right.
Because in the United States, that's a very big thing. Like sex and sexuality is considered like you giggle about it or you get embarrassed by it. In other countries, it's like, I know it was Japan or China where they have like girls' panties and vending machines, and they just like, oh, I'm gonna go get this on my lunch break type deal.
Yeah,
you know?
like they don't want you to know the tools that you can use, you know.
Yeah.
And so this is like self-discovery of all the different tools, sex being one of the highest ones. So I mean,
I think you're right. Like that moment where you let go.
People are using sex, and people are utilizing sex wrong.
right.
I can agree with
Because people don't know the benefit on the other side.
Right.
And so sex is sex, and okay, I scratched this itch. Yeah, but you can do so much more.
It's not
There's
just about
so-
releasing
and going to
whatever.
sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Or going to get somebody else to release with it. Like,
Mhm.
that transfers so much messy energy sometimes, but it's like
Mhm.
the idealism behind using it
Like
for more
I'll
than just
have
fun.
Mhm.
clients in other states who will call me, and
Oh, yeah.
I'll guide them through just so they can charge up. I'll have clients where we'll schedule a session and we might just have a session of cuddle, and we'll cuddle through a session just so that they can charge themselves up.
And I'm telling you,
That's
people
deep.
are
And then they can
scared to
move forward.
tap into that.
Yeah.
But people don't know. It's out of pure ignorance. Just because I found myself here by happenstance. I wasn't looking for here.
Okay.
I just landed here. It's just like, oh, what does this do? Oh,
I think
now
that's
what
good.
does this do? Oh, okay. Do you want to go up or do you want to go down? And people look at me like, what are you talking about? And I would say, do you feel the vibrational plane that you're on right now? Yes. Do you want to go up? We can take this up another floor. And then you'll get to that point where it's like, okay, I'm completely out of control and I'm afraid. I think I should get off.
I can't take you.
Oh Lord.
And that's the thing, that is a real thing. People run from that.
Right.
They
Well,
run
you know,
from
this
that.
goes kind of back to what I found out with you all being my friends as massage therapists, is that people are scared to be touched in a way, you know. So that's the first thing, the little hump to get over, just to be touched in and not be sexual with it or whatever.
Exactly.
So,
But again, they're so, and again, we are in the Midwest. And as much as people think they are free-form beings around sexuality, there's still a lot of conservatism embedded in it that
Yes.
people haven't
Stiff.
That is generational. It is
Mhm.
transferring
baby,
from
I'm
one
trying
group
to
to the
set
next.
myself free, okay?
Excuse us. Okay?
I don't want it no more.
Right, because I want to release all shackles and break all of them, and that has been my journey for the last 2 solid years. I have been cutting soul ties, getting rid of things from my past, and just clearing.
Straight purge.
Yes, clearing the cloud.
And then even like people think, okay, I haven't read this in my Bible, so
Yes.
it's out. I can't touch this thing.
And it's
That
wrong.
thing is taboo.
Yes, it's wrong.
And
It's not
people
good.
don't know that
Please speak on it.
they can be Christian, and because people find it funny because I'll go through a coaching session, and we'll be having a conversation around sex and trauma, and I'll start quoting scripture behind it
Yes, that's what's up.
because it serves its purpose. I grew up Christian, so it's a part of me, and it can't not. You know, I grew up going to a Lutheran school where we had Bible class every day, where we studied and practiced scripture on a daily basis. So as a need, it comes out. At one point, I remember Bible verses specifically. Now it is just based around whatever the emotion or need comes up in that area. And so people like, I never looked at it like that. I didn't know. I'm like, again, wherever 2 or more, I am there.
Yes.
Again, are like, so you know.
Yes. Have
Big
that church
time.
everywhere and
Big
anywhere.
time.
I
And
think. Go ahead.
So true. Just like the other day, I read something where people were like, "Oh, don't have those crystals," and they were like, "Crystals are in the Bible." The girl pulls out the verses where they were in the Bible, calling them out, the names of the ones that they adorned the people with, or whatever, adorned with the finest gems, named them. And so it's like, no, just like, if you're using essential oils like frankincense and myrrh.
And that's what I was going to say. They brought Jesus
Yes.
gold, frankincense, and myrrh.
Yes.
are all things
So
that we
these
get
are
through to the
tools for
Savior.
real that they just.
And then you research frankincense and you see the healing benefits.
And it's super expensive. It is not one of the cheaper
Never.
essential oils.
Never.
So this is not just stuff that you probably didn't think that you could actually still use in common day,
Still present.
Yes.
Still relevant. Yeah, I like that when somebody tries to impose a belief that they have they have a belief system, they want to quote it's in the Bible, but somebody else who knows the Bible will pull something out and say, well, check this out, because this is actually in it and it's applicable today and relevant today. So I try to, religion is a very touchy subject for lots of people, and I try to remain neutral, but I think that a lot of people hide behind that and will utilize that as a force field to not tap into who they are.
Yeah, when I teach people about meditation, I'll ask them, I'm like, where do you stand spiritually? I'm an atheist. Okay, do you believe in science? Yes. Okay. So instead of saying God to you, I'm just going to use the word universe. And as soon as I say universe, they're like, okay.
Right.
I believe
One
in,
word.
I believe in the universe. Then I always tell people, God doesn't care. God is a God of many names. He doesn't care what you call him.
That's what you do.
So he's not limiting himself because you're calling him a name or you believe in him from another name. And a lot of people are still held up on the God of Old Testament. And they're looking at him like he's two different people. And it's like, no, there's evolution.
Please, because one begat the other, I do like the idealism of when people want to do the theology versus science and how they say one's better than the other, or one.
I don't get in it.
I can't do that conversation.
I don't have that much time. I'm not
Right.
in that fight. That's not my fight.
No.
That's your personal fight.
Thank you.
One of my clients, she was at the door looking at God like, it's over. And I wasn't even trying. We were just having a general conversation. And somewhere in our conversation, and she told me the reason she decided to work with me was simply because with where she was in her question around her faith, I just ended up quoting the scripture, and it fit for where we were in our discussion. And she was like, oh, whoa, okay. And she said, you don't know, but you were a part of an answer to a question that I had. And I was like,
Divine intervention.
and I was like, whoa. And me, I'm a non-pressure person. Unless it's massage, I'm like, whoa, hold on, don't put that type of pressure on me. I'm not doing it. But it's funny, over the last couple of years, people have been coming to me saying, you should be a preacher. Preacher of what?
Evangelistic spirit, brother.
and I mean, these are prophetesses and preachers who felt they received the word, and I was like, whoa, hold on. Well, at first I was like, whoa, hold on, but because I'm looking to grow and I'm ready to evolve, I'm like, I'm all in. So you come to me, you tell me I should be doing something. If you tell me I should be a Chippendales dancer, it's like, okay, what do I do next? Do I need to get the bow tie first, or do I need to hit the gym? Let me know. Because for a long time, I've been looking for guidance. But, I've been Daniel's son looking for Mr. Miyagi. And unfortunately, because of where I am and the areas that I'm versed in, I'm not able to just walk into one individual who could be all encompassing for me to grow. Each time I've tried, it like I may move a step, but it's like, okay, now what? Because I'm picking up stuff so quick. Even in my energy work, I'll be places like I can feel both of you. I try not to identify what's what. It's just let it be energy. But if I start asking you questions, I've learned how to find out. Actually through my weekly meditation group, because I'll sit there and I'll be like, okay, who's vibrating in their legs? And somebody would be like me, and I'm like, okay, who's vibrating in their arms? And then another person would be like me. And I was like, okay, who feels this warm vibration here? And he was like me. Like, okay, so, and all of that is vibrating through me. And so, it's funny, the affirmation and meditation group. When I speak, there's a shift. There's a shift in the energy in the whole room. I'm just trying to be dialed down because I'm available to learn and share, and I'm one of the congregation as a whole. People be like, hey, look, let me holler at you.
Let me holler.
But yeah,
They be
so-
receiving that message.
Yeah,
honey.
where we met, I took out of everybody in that room, the commandant came from the middle of the stage. He's standing there like, oh boy, here we go.
And
I
that
can
is-
feel like 1,000% vibration in this room.
And that is so special because
Yes, it's huge.
you know, you could be in a place where you're feeling like sad or self-esteem ain't right or something, which was how it happened for me when I met him. So it was like since then I've just been kind of elevating and it's like, so I'm just like, and she even said, she was like, you know, it just, the whole experience was really funny, okay? The way she slipped me his number, the whole thing. So
You need this.
Yeah,
That's basically what
You
I'm
know,
saying.
it's funny. I'm like this cult thing.
and then I kind of slipped your number to some people.
Right. So you
Hey,
have
girl.
to call
I was like, yeah, no.
But
So-
it's good energy, good
It's
information.
like, hey, I know you don't know,
Right.
but yeah, call. That is the funniest thing. That is the funniest thing to me. And,
Love it.
And me, like I just really want to help people, but how do you
Yeah.
help people on a full level where people keep coming to you? You should be speaking on stage. And you're like, okay,
I completely agree with that.
like I can't have this conversation publicly because either half the people are going to be confused and the other half will be like, you can't say that, and then it'll be a few people in the back that'll be like, hey man, let me holler let me holler at you.
Hopefully, I think we're in kind of an awakening where a lot
Oh, yeah.
of people are like third eye opening at this point. So a
Big time.
lot of people are
it's
soul
time.
searching.
It
Yes.
is. It is. People are waking up, and it's wonderful.
From what I've been learning recently, we're in this transitional stage where on some cosmic level there's going to be this war going on, and gods are coming back and they're taking physical form.
Ooh,
And so like
feel
all
that pressure.
and so like all this stuff is way over my head, and I'm just like, okay, I'm really just trying to rub on a couple of booties, make them feel better.
We just in alignment, okay?
I'm just trying to rub on a couple of booties, make them feel better, go on
Professionally.
about my business. That's it. I'm like, hey,
Right, trying to be healers, Lord.
yeah, you feel good, I'm gone. But it is a beautiful thing being in the space where you can help someone like actualize all this stuff that is in books that seem like it's just mystic and kismic
And far away, yes.
so far
Because people
off.
have lost that
Yeah.
element in themselves because everything has to be tangible and technical.
You know,
Yeah.
But that's why anytime come to me with anything, I'm going this, and all of this stuff, and do you meditate? Huh?
I know he gets married.
Do you meditate?
And I'm saying,
No. Start there.
go to the
Start
next
there.
level by yourself. Get there.
Again, you being it, telling you. Okay, so, had to be about a year and a half ago, maybe a little bit more than that. I was in Atlanta doing a meet and greet with some people that I'm in a group with. You know how Southern people are, they come out, they show out. So all these people came out to meet me and my sister. One young lady was saying she wanted to come, but she had a headache. I'm like, you come, I'll fix it. She was like, no, I don't feel like it. I was like, all I can tell you is if you come, I'll fix it. And she came, and just like I did for you before we started the show, I started touching her, massaging her, kneading her, and I'm just waiting for the pain to go away. And see, me, when what makes massage easy for me is I connect with the being that's on my table. I'll take that time to connect with that person to the point where we're breathing the same breath. And so I'm working on this young lady, and I'm going through, because we're in the public space and there's all these people around, I have to let go of me so I can do this. All these people are staring at me, all this energy is being drawn towards me. I'm using it to help her. With all of this energy, her headache should have evaporated from the massage. It would just move somewhere else and was running from it.
Ooh.
And as much as I made her feel better, it would not subside. And I'm like, okay, this is not about this headache. This is not about pain. What is this about? And so I look at it, I was like, all right, look, we gotta have a real conversation. I know this is not the place for it, but who is he? And she was like, what? What do you mean? I was like, okay, who is the dude? Somebody you want to be yours, but not yours. She was like, how do you know that? I'm like, I don't know that. She was like, what do you mean? I was like, I don't know. You know. Tell me so we can try to figure this out. And so we kind of started talking, but I was like, look, I don't need you crying here. So whatever this is, if you want to deal with it, call me later. We can have a conversation offline. And if I'm talking too long, just let me know. I'll shut up.
We're gonna talk about the going
And so when I left, went home, we started talking. At the first conversation we had, I told her, this is what it is. You're not going to believe me or receive it, but this is what it is. Now, let's have a conversation. And so for about a week, we went through these conversations. Just talking to each other, digging through this stuff. I'm crapping on her because I'm not a nice person when I had these conversations because it's not like I got the time. So let's get through this quick. And so by the end of the week, she called me and was like, Alvin, I had a revelation. I was like, okay, I'm here for this. What is it? And she repeated to me what I initially told her in the beginning of the week, like it was her original thought. And so I applauded her. I applauded her because, okay, you're here. Now that we're here, tell me something you want. Tell me what you want. This is the only thing that matters. And we had to go through that whole battle. But we finally found some things she could simply allow herself to want so that she can project and put out in the universe. And so we kind of had distance, and I knew she had started talking to someone. We hadn't talked about it, so I didn't make a big deal about it. She was it was some relationship stuff, you know, women the stuff women do. The things women do.
Things we be worried about.
Let me be specific.
Oh boy.
But her issues were surrounding the things women do to keep them outside of what they want regarding relationships.
So true.
And so, fast forward, I ended up messaging her, and she was like, "Hey, I've been looking for you." I was like, "Yeah." Now, what I did, I had her speak on 3 things she wanted. One was a cheesecake.
Okay.
The second one was a sandy beach. And the third one was a dope ass date.
Date.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And there's a reason why we got to these things. Fast forward, I'm talking to her. She's like, "Yeah, I got something to tell you." I was like, "What?" I met a guy. Word? Yeah. Great guy, good with my kid. Down, we've been having a whirlwind of a time over this last year. Great. Tell me about it. Well, we just got back from a trip. Really? Where did y'all go? We went to Jamaica or somewhere. I was like, "Did you go to the beach?" She was like, "Yeah." And she's just talking. And I'm just listening because I remember these 3 things.
Yeah. Great.
And it's like, "Yeah, we went on the cruise." I'm like, "Word?
Hey.
Yeah. What'd you eat? This. I'm like, "Did you have down in the cheesecake?" She's like, "You know what? There was on the ship, they had this whole spread, and there were like a bunch of different types of cheesecake. And I tried this one, and this one. And so I asked, I was like, do you remember the 3 things you want when we talked some time ago?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, "What was it?" She was like, "Sandy beach. Did you go to the beach when you're on your cruise?" "Yes." Continue. And it was a strawberry cheesecake she wanted. She didn't have the strawberry cheesecake, but she tried 3 different cheesecakes.
Which is equivalent to
And I was like,
strawberry.
"Yeah, fair enough." And she started looking, and she started thinking. She was like, "Oh man." And I was like, "Your guy, have you and your guy been on a dope date?" "A bunch of them." I was just like,
Ooh, manifestation.
I was just
She
like,
spoke that right
I was
on
like,
out.
I think you need to send me $39.99. She was
I
like,
like
"Why?"
that.
I was like, "Because if you would have read this in the book, you would have paid $39.99.
I like that.
Love that story.
That's what's up. I like the idealism of people. Again, they're so focused on what's tangible they can actually see and touch, and they don't want to believe they can speak things into their lives or speak things into their lives on both ends, positive and negative. So I think that's an important lesson that people need to start protecting themselves against their own mouths and their own thoughts.
Yeah.
Or
Manifestation
down.
is real, and you
Absolutely.
can approach it from a practical place.
Yes,
Yes.
that will become tangible. But a sandy beach and some cheesecake.
Yes.
All right, we'll
And
close
if
out
you got
with one more thing.
$39.99, you can call me.
I can't stand you. So you brought this beautiful brass
Oh,
bowl.
my Tibetan
Yes.
song bowl. Don't ask me anything about it. I'm just getting into song bowls. I got this particular one because of the deeper sound that it has. Because I was in my breakthrough sessions with the young lady who was helping me. I have a lot of issues surrounding my root chakra. Like, when I met her, I was in a shop looking for some gemstones. I was just learning about gemstones at the time, and a friend of mine who was more proficient around gem knowledge was going with me so we can learn about them together. I happened to find a couple of stores within a block from each other, kind of like your trip to Atlanta. And so I went in this store, and the young lady was like, "Hey, you should have the owner pull some tarot cards for you." I was like, "No, thank you." She's like, "No, it's fine. She's really good." "Thank you. No, thank you." Again, it's outside of my scope of knowledge. that's an area I'm not prepared to play in, so no thank you. We went to the other gemstone store, bought a bunch of stones. I brought my friend back to look at the selection that they had. When we got back, the owner was there, and the owner was like, persistently, I'll put a couple cards for you. No, thank you, but I appreciate it. I'm in deepest gratitude, but no, thank you. And she just kept on, and she was persistent, but she wasn't aggressive about it. She was really nice about it. And so I found myself in a space of, I'm standing somewhere that I did not plan to be. There was no plan to be here. I just happened to find it as I was looking for another place. Maybe I'm supposed to be here. And if I'm here, why am I not taking advantage of all that's being given to me here? So I said, go ahead, pull a couple of cards. My friend looked at me, my friend gave me this look like, are you out of your rabbit mind? And so, and I realized, like, okay, are you down? And she was like, no. Let me get you out of here. I didn't say that, but maybe you should go. So walked her to her car, came back, because I didn't want any negativity in this space, because I was in uncharted territory and I don't want to miss anything inside of this experience. So when I got back, the owner was like, where'd your friend go? I was like, she was uncomfortable about all of this, so I let her leave as not to disrupt my session. And she said she should have stayed because this, and this. I was just like, whoa. And so, and because of a conversation me and my friend had previously shared before we went to this place, maybe a day or so before, she was speaking to some of the things that my friend was going through. I was just like, whoa.
Ooh, people who are intuitive.
But then she pulled a couple of cards for me and that spoke directly to me. As a matter of fact, she pulled the cards for me before my friend left. And that's why I let my friend leave, because I knew I was going to do a full session and have her pull cards for me. And when I finally sat down our session, she gave me an amethyst and said, hold this. I sat there holding it, and she just started putting cards. And she read me the ride out. She was like, you gave all your stuff away. Why? And I just looked at her. I was like, how did you know that? And it just took me back to a point where I was just giving all of my stuff away. Like, here, just take it. Here, if you want to take it, here, just giving people stuff. And just gave everything away. Just enjoy a lot of stuff away. I was just like, whoa. And she was just like, you know you're supposed to be a king. Like you giving your stuff away, you're supposed to be wealthy. Like this is you. And she told me which God I was. Like I can't remember if it was Ogun or someone else, but I was just like almost in tears. And that's how I got into candles. But again, this is extremely too much information. For me, I'm in a space like I would love to know, but I'm working in an area, so I'll get back. But if you know, just let me know so I can get it, put it in my pocket, and go. And so she's inundating me with more information. Oh, you need candles. You need a breakthrough. I can prepare this bath for you, so you can cleanse yourself. And it was just like,
You know that.
just tell me what to do. Just tell me what to do so I can do it. Went through this cleaning period. She was like, you're still stuck. What's going on? Why aren't you moving? I was just like, I don't know anything about this. I know nothing about this. All I could tell her was, I don't allow myself to feel past certain points. Why, I don't know. I'm just used to it at this point. And so,
Sign, you were born under sun.
Gosh, it's so hard.
and so, like I literally went through 3 sessions.
Ooh, wait.
I'm like, this junk is getting expensive. Like, whatever, you know. And so I just started just letting go of a lot of stuff. And this, the other gemstone store, I had started buying gems. I had bought all these. I got a bunch more that I barely keep track of because I'll pick them up, put them in my pocket, and keep moving. Again, amethyst, pyrite, citrine, and I know these. These are for my throat chakra. You know, so I can speak. It's probably why I'm able to flow as much as I am in this moment. But just give it to me. And so when I got into looking into doing more root work, the owner of the gemstone store was like, get you a song bowl. And so I started looking into song bowls and learning about different frequencies and tones. And so I got this just to help me work the clearing in my root chakra so that I can go. What I will say is the world is opening up for me in a ridiculous way at this period of time.
And I was gonna speak on something that he said before, and he's saying it now. Sometimes I think it's almost the best thing, like anything that I ever did, even with my work, social work, everything. When the unknown, because he doesn't know, because I didn't know, it's almost like,
Ignorance is bliss.
yes, absolutely,
Yeah.
But look, God takes care of old folks and fools.
yes.
I don't
Stepping
mind.
out
I
on
don't
faith.
mind being a fool.
Yeah.
And I'm a little old.
Stepping out. Hashtag. No, I like that too. I did a
Yeah.
tarot reading, and I come from the old school of tarot cards are evil, tarot cards are the devil.
Mm-hmm.
It's negative. Like there's, and again, that's intention. And who is laying these cards out for you, and their purpose and yours. And I did one of those too, where I was just like, I'm here. I'll try. Who cares? What they gonna tell me? 5 minutes, $5, whatever. And it led me to a point where I started buying more crystals. I started looking into what is it, Queen of Fua, the Sacred Woman. You know, all these things started just popping up in my life, and it's like, okay, something is telling me to open and clear, get all this stuff out the way.
Yeah, for Christmas, I couldn't find anything, but I was going to give all the women I knew yoni eggs.
Talk about that last show.
I was looking into which ones work well with root chakra, because a lot of people in that space. I know black obsidian,
Yes.
and there's a blood one. There's a bloodstone. I can't remember the name, but it's a bloodstone, and they work real with your root chakra. So I was going to give them.
Womb healing, honey, womb healing, okay?
But I didn't want to get them. I didn't want to get them online, and since the world has changed, and I hadn't really been in a lot of stores that I used to go to, I couldn't remember where I knew a place that had them locally here in Chicago, or around Chicago. And so I was looking and running the stores, and nobody had them anymore. And I was like, I guess I'm not gonna be giving them out.
I've seen
this
them
year.
at Frontline and the store next door to Frontline in Hyde Park. They got them.
Yes, I think they do.
They do.
Because actually, I'm
Let
the
me
lady
know,
who
but-
does music there.
Yeah, I was gonna
Love her.
start giving those to women that I know.
You know, Terry, I think we'll take it.
That's what Rhonda's was last week, but she don't use it as that. But that's what it was.
Mhm.
I thought you got one.
The energy room, the one that she let us.
Yeah.
Ashanti. I gave
Yeah.
Ashanti mine.
Oh, okay.
When she.
Yeah.
I felt
But that's
that.
what it was.
The stone said, "Okay, thank you for bringing me here, but I'm for her."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay,"
Yeah.
and that's what it felt like I
So-
needed to do. So I gave it to my daughter-in-law.
in the meditation and affirmation group on Clubhouse, I was just drawn to do, because I was thinking what to do, but a lot of times I'm so much in my head and I want to be perfect if I'm going to speak. And the truth of it is, I could probably say the ABCs and make it work. But I'm so in my head. Somehow I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a root chakra. Let me find one. And so I found one that was my guide, and I said, well, I would say this, but let me work out what I would say for this purpose. And so I go through the root, and I tell everybody, like, I need everybody to work with me, and I had everybody take a deep breath and relax, and then continue on their own, so we can all be out. I'm a firm believer of operating inside of the same breath as the people that I'm around. Sometimes I'll mirror the people that I'm around in order to connect with them, where we're operating in the same space. Because again, whatever we have come together as, God is there, and then we just move, and we're just operating in our most present form. And so I got everybody on one breath, and I just said, focus on this color. I was like, okay, I'm not going to get too deep into this because I don't have time, so I'm not going to teach anybody about what I'm doing. And then I just started calling out colors and saying my affirmation associated with the chakra that the color is associated with. And so when I went done, people were like, whoa, but it wasn't a lot of fanfare. But then a few minutes later, some lady was like, I want to back out because I've been having challenges with my throat chakra. I was like, just understanding you're reaching people.
Yeah,
just
Clubhouse
moved.
is good for that because like you're literally on with strangers, but in one accord. So I noticed that. I'm like, wow, we don't even know each other, but you feel good after that.
Like a yoga class.
Yeah, it was like that.
I try to be as dumb as I possibly can because I don't operate the way most people who are in that particular group do, because I don't believe in adding my energy to pain. It's kind of like stewing in crap to me, just because of where my understanding is around what you want to manifest yourself.
Yeah, keep on dwelling in that.
No, I don't speak to my lack, and anybody around me, they know to check me when the words come out of my mouth. Like I'm working on removing try from my vocabulary, where I picked it up at.
And say am or I will. Yeah, I am.
And
That's
so,
a whole vibe in itself, baby. I am. We gonna speak on that next week.
Yeah.
Start use the power of I am.
Yes.
Okay.
Positivity and how to use it in the right way.
yeah, but seeing how you can connect to people through words that you say is dope. So that's the space that I'm working on for now.
I'm super happy you shared that, because we want to make sure there's a diversity to the things we discuss, that there may be a man out there that knows nothing about stones, nothing about chakras, and is going through a time where he has no means of getting answers that he needs, and this may be something he can utilize.
Find you a chick that's vibrating high.
Yes, high vibrational people are important. Keep them in your life. They will. You will all get there together.
What did we find out, Serena, when we went to that thing? But what about the baby?
Oh my
K-Love, we
Yeah.
hollering you out.
Yes,
K-Love, the poet.
K-Love.
Yes, boo.
Yes, would you
But
do
what
these things?
To your baby.
Right, would you
So-
talk like this around your baby? Then don't act like that in life. Treat yourself like you that baby. And the people around you, respect, love, enlightenment, motivation, inspiration, all those things need to keep going in
And
a unison.
you always vibrate high because
Always.
when you was little, when you was a baby, you didn't want to be scratched, pulled, beat, hurt, none of that.
Nope. And the reality is your tribesmen will start finding you, because it'll be almost like a beacon over your head. And
Sacred
Man.
Woman speaks on that one, how
Yeah.
you will
Man.
drop off
okay,
low
what I'm
vibrating
talking about too.
and
Yes.
gain the high vibrating.
Amen,
You will,
girl.
if they go away, you will get the new and it will be the high vibrating people. So
Yes.
don't even feel bad about the people that left for the season.
It won't just be the high vibrating people. Trust me.
Oh, we gonna get everybody.
Trust
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
High, medium, and
We-
low.
Yes, them energy vampires. We spoke of that last week.
Yes, because they out there.
Skip
No
past y'all.
worries.
I tell people all the time, my energy is sweet.
And you know, I want people to unlock that and tap into it. I think that it's important that we, while we're living, take the opportunity to open up all facets of yourself. Not just the physical, not just the workforce, not just the parent or husband, wife. There are so many levels to who we are as one being that we don't tap into, like she said earlier, that movie Lucy. We have so many levels we are just barely scratching the surface of, and then you get old and you pass away before you get a chance to see your full potential. So I encourage people to be open. When we discuss these things, these are just our experiences and our journeys, and we just want to share them with you. Because you never know, there may be something on here you had a question about in your life, like you said with one of your clients, and all of a sudden the manifestation happens to help you get to your next level that you would have never known if you didn't speak on it. So thank you for being here.
Thank you, man.
I'm so happy, and you will be back again. We will be
Anytime you want.
calling you all the time and making sure that we keep pumping, you know, all our respective traits and things that we're doing to grow ourselves as individuals. So with that being said, Rhonda, please get better, honey. We want to see you next time because we love having your energy here. It's beautiful and it's strong. We thank the chef in the background, Chef James.
Tell your people to find me at Lay Alvin on Instagram and Alvin Lay on Facebook. I forgot what the other ones are.
That's okay. Yep, those will lead you to him. And special shout out to Mr. Walter Beckley. I will be calling you because I need a session. And K-Love, honey, we are just counting the days till COVID is over. We get back on track to supporting you, Miss Love. So thank you again for tuning in.
Woo!
And come on, Leandra. This was Cannabis.
Got ass all in this.
Gave y'all a free shot.
Okay.
That's my show.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Show. You get everything you need.
Cannabis.
Candles.
And crystals, the triple C's.
Woo!
Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you.
Okay.
So all that'll just get edited at the end and whatever we're gonna do with that. Same thing with the other one. I think we should stock up a few episodes, and then after we get them edited, we can start releasing stuff.
Yes, and then like hella YouTubes.
How do you stop
And then we
this
need to
thing?
just figure out like, I'm gonna have dude do the all tell us how to get them all.